The third generation Mazda 3 caused quite a stir when it first arrived in 2014, bringing a much needed injection of style to the small hatch market, along with a promise of low running costs and of course that great sporty Mazda drive. They've just added a new 1.5 litre SkyActiv diesel engine to the lineup to improve those running costs even further and offer more choice in a market that needs to cater to a lot of different lifestyles. I always like to start with what I think is the standout feature of the car, and for me, the Mazda 3 is definitely its looks, which are subjective of course, but I don't think there's many out there who would argue that it's not one of the better looking, or at the very least one of the more striking cars in the segment. That new Kodo design language and sweeping lines gives a great road presence and a bit of sex appeal in a section of the market that can be known for playing it safe. The interior is also gorgeous. It's a simple yet effective layout with a soft touch dashboard and a nice mix of different textures. And the stone leather upholstery on this GT model in particular gives it a really high-end look and feel. Then there's the drive, and it's sort of hard to describe how it feels on the road without sounding a bit negative when really it's not. But there's a sort of a heaviness, or a sturdiness I should say, to this car that just makes it feel so robust and planted. Like all the power and weight is in the bottom, but there's still plenty of torque pulling it along. And it's a great road holder too, sticking like glue around corners and bends without the slightest hint of body roll. And the fact that you sit quite low down adds to that sporty feel, although there might be a tiny trade-off in comfort there because, well, I wouldn't call the ride harsh. You do feel a little bit more aware of the road surface than you might in other cars. This is the new 1.5 litre SkyActiv diesel engine, which is the big news for the car this year because not only has it lowered the entry-level diesel price, it's also lowered emissions to just 99 grams a kilometre and running costs too. So the claimed fuel economy figure is 3.8 litres per 100 kilometres, or about 74 miles to the gallon. Mazdas are generally impressively spec'd, and standard features on the entry-level executive model include things like air conditioning, stop-start technology, Bluetooth and a touchscreen multimedia system. That starts at under €23,000 for the petrol or €24,700 for the diesel. Then you only need to go one trim up to the Executive SE to get some very luxurious touches like heated seats, parking sensors, climate control and automatic lights and wipers. That jump from Exec to Exec SE will cost about €1,500. Or you can go all out with this top-of-the-range GT model, which adds lots more gadgets like keyless go, a rear-view camera, the active driving display, a 9-speaker surround sound system, and the option to add sat-nav and this fab stone leather interior. All those toys together will push the price to over €30,000. Now, you don't have to kit it out this well if you don't want to, but the option is there if you do. So it's nice to look at, nice to drive, and there's lots to play with. That's all the fun stuff out of the way, and now it's time to hone in on those essential marks it needs to hit in order to make it a good, rounded family car. Safety is certainly not an issue anyway, with a full 5-star NCAP rating, lots of passive features like all-round airbags, and some impressive active ones, like smart city brake support, which will help prevent low-speed collisions in heavy traffic. Space-wise, it's pretty generous in all areas, and there's lots of adjustment in the driving position to help to get you set up nice and comfortable for longer journeys. Backseat passengers should be happy enough back there with plenty of head and knee room, and there's a handy pull-down centre armrest complete with cup holders for when you're carrying less than 3 back there. There's more storage up front with more cup holders, a decent sized glove box and door bins, and quite a thoughtful setup in the centre here, with a phone holder and a USB port to charge it with. There's 364 litres worth of storage in the boot. It's a little bit oddly shaped and there's nothing particularly special about it. There's no shopping bag hooks or hidden storage, but it does what boots do and allows you to put things in there and drive them around. And that's going to be good enough for most people. While it's certainly not just a pretty face, it's not the cheapest option on the market either. But taking spec into consideration, that's not to say it's not still good value. And while the looks might appeal to the heart, we reckon there's enough good, solid, sensible reasons to keep the head and the pocket happy here too. You can check it out for yourself at your local Mazda dealer, details of which you'll find on CarsIreland.ie.